my understanding that, well, you will perform it. It's not your favorite thing to perform.
Well, it's not. No, it's not about it being my favorite or not. It's nothing. It's nothing to do with that, really. It's just that it belongs to a particular time. If I had been involved in the instrumentation, I would feel that it's a magnificent piece of music which has its own character and personality. It even speeds up in a similar way to some pieces of more highbrow music. But my contribution was to write lyrics and to sing a song about fate and something very British, almost abstract. But they were coming out of the mind of a 23-year-old guy, you know, and it landed in the years and the era of 23-year-old guys.
For many, the music that is the closest to our minds and hearts is that which can bring back different memories for each of us. During their small stint in rock music, Led Zeppelin spurred time as records, beginning in 1969 with their self-titled album, and ending in 1979 with Enter the Outdoor. Released on the 8th of November in 1971, Led Zeppelin IV is hailed by some fans as being the best in their catalog. Yet it is only one of the classic songs on Led Zeppelin IV, which is largely disliked by former Led Zeppelin frontman Robert Plant. But why, you might ask? We'll be answering just that by diving deeper into the story behind Plant's complicated feelings towards one of the greatest hard rock songs of all time. Let's dive deeper in today's video from Evermore Sound. Recorded between December 1970 and 1971 in the iconic Island Studios, once used by Bob Marley and many other legends, the Led Zeppelin IV recording process was anything if not eventful. And under the circumstances, the process of its creation was taxing to say the least. In Mick Foll's 2008 biography, When Giants Walk the Earth, John Paul Jones recalled, "We all ran in when we arrived in a mad scramble to get the driest rooms." However, Jimmy Page was not at all bothered by the cumbersome realities. And so despite the freezing cold temperatures and dilapidated building conditions, the band shouldered on to create what is now considered by many to be a breathtaking achievement in the classic rock era. Amid the dire environment, the band was able to relinquish the rigid aspects of their previous work, resulting in a record that continues to evoke feelings of reverence by so many today. In his older years, Plant remarked on how most of the move for the fourth album was brought about in settings we had not been used to. We were living in this fallen down mansion in the country. It was incredible. As a bird is allowed to freely leave the nest at a certain age, the same was true of the creative magic that was freely flowed onto the pages of the band's music sheets. There was no resistance, thus there was substantial resolve to make this album the best it could possibly be. One of the songs which has lived in infamy for some has been Stairway to Heaven. Stairway to Heaven is largely considered one of the most magnificent rock songs of all time. When speaking about writing Stairway to Heaven, Plant stated, "Jimmy and I just sat by the fire. It was a remarkable setting. I was holding a pencil and paper, and for some reason I was in a very bad mood. Then all of a sudden my hand was writing out the words, 'There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold, and she's buying a stairway to heaven.'"
And she's buying a stairway to heaven.
In April of 1970, Page told NME, "I don't want to tell you about it in case it doesn't come off. It's an idea for a really long track on the next album. We want to try something new with the organ and acoustic guitar building up and building to the electric thing. It's no secret to anyone who listens to Stairway to Heaven that everything, every string is methodical and precise. As Jimmy Page explained, the thing I was very keen to establish was that the whole thing will keep moving in tempo and intensity. The tempo changes from the beginning to the end. It's quite radically different, but that was the intention. You will find that having been a studio musician, the one thing any trained musician will tell you don't do is speed up or slow down. This, as far as I could see, was in a league with the whole concept of classical writing, where everything is moving, moving, moving. Nowadays, the song is remembered fondly by the general public. inspiring so many of us today to branch into the rock genre and become supremely enamored by a band that gave their all to the rock consciousness, changing the rock and roll perception forever. However, today Robert Plant's most complicated feelings are regarded for the same song, which placed the band above their contemporaries. Some may call his present feelings about Stairway to Heaven as simple hatred, but we feel it is better described as an overwhelming sense of varying emotions, speaking to a time in the world that was vastly different from ours today. In a 2022 interview with Rolling Stone mag's Corey Grow, Plant explained that this song, "When I hear it in isolation, I feel overwhelmed for every single reason you could imagine," adding that the world is a different place. Everybody was reeling from Vietnam and the usual extra helping of corruption with politics. There were people who were really eloquent, who brought it home far less rhetorically, and did a much better job of reaching that point. But I am what I am, and as my grandfather said, I can't be more Emperor. At most concerts, Plant chooses not to perform the song, because as he puts it, I'd break out into hives if I had to sing that song at every show, he told the LA Times in 1988. Consequently, while some might think of this song as one of the best places to begin a lifelong love of rock music, the same can be said from Robert Plant. For many of us, we have never been more satisfied with a band who gave their all to the rock stratosphere, further altering the tapestry of hard rock for future generations to come. In that, Stairway to Heaven has the tendency to remind us of more jovial feelings, returning us to memories of the past and uplifting us in faith and hope forever. Thank you for watching. Please consider dropping a like on today's video and subscribing to the channel for more content just like this. I'll see you very soon. Bye.